I know that you must have watched many videos or heard a lot about this topic, faith. And many times Jesus talked about faith. Even all the miracles of Jesus that I've gone through, he was always talking about faith, faith, and faith. And here I'm going to be telling you what exactly faith means according to the way Jesus actually defined it. Based on my study and my understanding of the word faith, here is what I came to conclusion that faith is. Faith is thinking the impossible, saying the impossible, doing the impossible, and getting the impossible results. Now, I'm going to tell you how exactly I came to that definition. Have it in mind that when you are claiming that you have faith in God, that is what you are believing to have faith in God is impossible. Now, here is how I came to that definition. Jesus said, "Have faith in God." Jesus replied, "Truly, I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them." Now, the number one word I want you to pay attention to there in that particular verse is that Jesus said was this. He said, "Have faith in God." Now, I want to ask you this question. Now, when you are going through a difficulty, probably like a financial crisis, who is the first person that comes to your mind? It might be your husband if you're married. It might be your wife. Maybe you call someone that you so much respect or someone that you feel like, okay, can actually help you out. But the first person that comes to your mind is saying that you believe in that person. That means you have faith in that person. But here, Jesus actually was correcting us in his word. He said, "Have faith in God." That means that the first person that should come to your mind whenever you're going through any challenge should be God. And who is God? God is the creator of the universe, the creator of the heavens and the whole earth. He said, "Have faith in God." Just like I said in the definition that I gave you earlier on, I said that faith is thinking the impossible. Faith always starts with your thoughts. I'm going to give an example. In Mark chapter 5, verse 24, it says that because she thought, "If I just touch his clothes, I will be healed." Immediately, her bleeding stopped as she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering. And Jesus said this, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." I want to bring your attention back to the third word in the first sentence there, because she thought. Now, the first step that you need to do is to always have this thought in your mind first. Though everything that you want to do always starts from your thoughts. Everything you want to do, anything you want to do, it starts from your thoughts. And now, here is what I want you to work on. You need to work on your thoughts. The thoughts of impossible is going to come to your mind. But the next thing that the woman did after that thought came to her mind, she didn't give breathing space to doubt. Immediately, she went ahead and touched the clothes of Jesus. She said, "If I just touch his clothes, I will be healed." That was her thought, initial thought. And while she was thinking it, she was doing it. That is why I said that faith is thinking the impossible, saying the impossible. Now, I want to take you back to the initial verse that I was reading to you. Have faith in God. If anyone says to this mountain. Now, it's a different thing for you to say that I have faith in God, but you also need to open your mouth and say it out. And when you are saying it out, you should be, Jesus didn't say that you should say it to somebody else, but you need to say what you want to the particular challenge you're actually like going through. Now, Jesus said, if anyone says to this mountain, at that moment that Jesus made that statement, that for Jesus to have said this mountain, there's difference between this and that. For Jesus to have said this mountain, that means that there must have been a mountain at that moment when Jesus was making that statement. Now, this mountain there can be anything, can be any mountain. It can be mountain of debt. It can be mountain of financial crisis. It can be mountain of childlessness. It can be mountain of being homeless. Now, then Jesus said, go throw yourself in the sea. That is where the saying the impossible, because when you think about impossible, you have to say the impossible to what you are thinking, to what exactly you want to happen. He said, go throw yourself into the sea and does not doubt in their heart, but believe. Now that is a warning. Anything you have in your mind to do, that is that impossible thought. The next thing that you need to avoid is not to give any breathing space for doubt in your heart. Now, let me go back again to the woman with the issue of blood. I said it earlier on before. I want to bring your attention back to it again. This woman was thinking in her mind. She said, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. And immediately, her bleeding stopped and she felt it in her body. Between that thought and immediately, her bleeding stopped. She didn't give any breathing space to doubt. That is to tell you that there is no such thing as faith without taking actions. If you really believe that this thing, I want it and I'm going to get it, then you have to take action. Anything is possible, actually. Anything is possible. Only if you take action. And because I said anything is possible doesn't mean that everything you are actually acting out to do, some is not going to happen immediately, some is going to take time. But at the same time, you just have to keep on acting and pressing and pressing and pressing on. Now, let me go further now. Back to our faith in God that Jesus was talking about. And does not doubt in their heart, I've explained that the other time, but believes that what they say will happen. After you have that impossible thought in your mind, and you say that impossible thought, you say it out without any doubt in your mind, then you have to believe, that is, you have to act as if that thing has already happened. Jesus said that, and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. And I also want to bring your attention to this particular very popular verse in the Bible where Jesus talked about the mustard seed. There is a lot of misconception about that verse that I want to bring your attention to. And very importantly also, Jesus talked about having little faith. Jesus said in Matthew 17:20, he said, you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Now, the first thing I want to bring your attention to there is you have so little faith. When Jesus was saying that you have so little faith, was he saying that your faith is small? Maybe faith is in sizes. Personally, I don't believe that should be true. This word, so little faith, is a figure of speech. And the way I actually see it is that your impossible thinking is not strong enough. It is one thing to have that impossible thinking, and another thing for you to keep repeating that impossible thinking in your mind and keep believing that, yes, it is possible. The next line that Jesus talked about there was, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as mustard seed. Now, that word as small as is a figure of speech. Though mustard seed is very small, it's one of the smallest seeds on earth. Jesus was not saying that your faith has to be as tiny as that, then something is going to happen. He was not saying that your faith it doesn't have to be as big as the orange seed or mango seed. No, he was just only using mustard seed because mustard seed was very, very popular in Israel and even up till now. One thing I studied about mustard seed was that mustard seed is a very fast growing seed. Once you take a mustard seed and put it in the ground, at least let's say 20 centimeter into the ground, under 2 days, mustard seed begins to germinate. And within 1 month, you start picking mustard seeds from the tree itself. So when Jesus was saying that if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, what Jesus was just like saying is that if you believe something in your mind, let's say you believe something in your mind that, okay, this thing is going to happen in, let's say, 6 days or in 30 days, and you believe that in your mind, that if God could give mustard seed so much power to be able to germinate under 2 days, then everything that you set your mind on can happen immediately. Even though it doesn't happen immediately, it can happen, let's say, in less than hours or just in few days, comparing to what it usually takes to happen. Another place I also want to like take your attention to is here in Matthew 8:26. It said, "You have so little faith." Just like I said, that is your imagination is not enough. Why are you so afraid? Then he got up and rebuked the wind and the waves, and it was completely calm. Now, in this particular verse, this was when Jesus was in the boat with his disciples, and he was sleeping while the disciples have done everything they could. But when Jesus woke up, what Jesus said to them was their faith was so little. And when he said that their faith was so little, that means they were not thinking the impossible enough. In conclusion, if you have watched this video up to this time, I want you to have this in mind, that anything you set your mind upon, and when you set your mind upon that thing and you believe that it is God's responsibility to make that thing happen, then it's very, very certain that it's going to happen. When you are under any circumstance, when you are under any situation, the first person that should come to your mind should be God. First of all, go to God. Stop trying to contact humans. God created you. He owns you. He's the beginning and is the end. That He knows the beginning of your life and also knows the end of your life. He knows the way out for you. He knows how you're going to like get out of that situation. And if you are having any dream in your mind that you want to achieve, all you need to do is just to believe. Keep pressing on that and keep doing it, keep doing it, and keep doing it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.